So Genshin Impact is finally taking action against probably one of the biggest issues in the game, and that's leakers. Leakers have been a very big part of the Genshin Impact community, and obviously, it's been there since the release of the game. Even before the game actually released, people were leaking stuff to do with the map, stuff to do with the characters, and stuff to do with the story. I mean, everything gets leaked, and it's kind of insane how much it's grown to at this point. And as you probably know, Genshin Impact has recently released their Natlan update, which features a ton of new characters and obviously a new region. Which, if that stuff gets leaked, and if a lot of people find out what's going on in the future, then it kind of spoils a lot for this very, very big update. And I'm pretty sure we've all seen it. It's very hard to avoid leaks, especially in places like Twitter, where it literally just pops up on your feed. I mean, recently we had a lot of stuff to do with Zealanen that was being shared literally everywhere, and also just other characters coming to Natlan, and also new areas and stuff, and it gets really annoying at times. Well, recently it seems that Genshin Impact has actually taken action against some of the leakers on X, and actually challenging this in a court. As this headline says, court orders X to reveal the identities of Genshin Impact leakers. It said X had challenged a DMCA subpoena filed in 2023 by Cognisphere, but a judge says there's no basis for it. So in this video, we're going to be going over some of the Genshin Impact leakers, who they are, what they've actually done, and what kind of consequences they could face for, leaking a lot of the game, and also some other cases of Genshin Impact doing this in the past, and the kind of similarities to it, and how they're kind of doing the same thing over and over again, which seems to be working. But before I get to this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and also go to my new channel called More Kazahana, where I got a ton of really cool stuff, where we're talking about a lot of internet kind of drama and stuff like that. So definitely recommend going to go check that out. That'll be down in the link below. And yeah, let's get back into the video. So this article goes on to read that a California court has ordered X to reveal the identities of 4 Genshin Impact leakers to publisher Cognisphere, saying that the company's concerns about First Amendment protections are unwarranted. As reported by Torrent Freak, in November 2023, Cognisphere obtained a DMCA subpoena compelling X Corp to disclose the identities, including the names, addresses, telephones, and emails of the person behind the 4 Twitter accounts Hotel Lover GI, Hotel Lover 77, and Farina Lover. So obviously they love a lot of these Genshin Impact characters, and yeah, it seems to be one person actually leaking this and just going onto multiple Twitter accounts. And it's really interesting to see, Hoyoverse actually target one specific leaker. Usually they do a couple of them, or target a couple of them, because why not? It kind of saves time as well, because you can kind of get that court order all in kind of one situation, which is just much easier for them. But it seems like they're going after one in particular, and you've probably seen their posts around on Twitter whenever it pops up on your page. And I did actually do a quick search for some of these accounts, and I can't find any of them, so obviously they know that they're onto them, and so they probably deleted some of their accounts so that they couldn't find them. But again, I don't think it works like that, and X have actually been ordered to reveal the identities of these accounts, which again I think is pretty good on a Genshin Impact kind of standpoint. It means that they can actually take down and provide some kind of punishment to someone who's actually leaked a ton of this stuff, because again, it does affect the overall sales of a banner. It does affect the overall enjoyment of the game. Now obviously whenever it comes to character leaks and stuff, it's not as bad. Obviously I don't really like seeing them, because I like waiting for the trailers to come out and stuff to see what kind of abilities and what kind of animations and stuff they have, which again is just a personal thing. I just prefer that. But I think stuff like leaking story and just leaking regions is not good at all. I definitely think that that is a bigger issue than leaking characters. I'm not sure exactly what this person did and how much they actually leaked, and even how they got that information in the first place, but it seems like Genshin Impact and Hoyoverse do have a reason to seek them out, which again, this person must be scared. They said X refused to comply, essentially saying it wanted more than a DMCA subpoena signed by a clerk to compel it to take action, and asking for a court ruling to determine whether the claim is sufficient to satisfy any First Amendment free speech safeguards applicable to the anonymous speakers. So they're pretty much saying, can this fall under free speech, leaking a ton of this stuff, which obviously it can't. It's a company's property, and they've gone on and actually leaked this information, which I don't think falls under free speech at all. It says now a court has, and it is. In a ruling released last week, the judge on the case said the speak in question, that is the leaked Genshin Impact material, is not core First Amendment expression, and that Cognisphere acted in good faith and has sufficiently shown a prima facie case of copyright violation in its request for the DMCA subpoena. X's request to quash the DMCA subpoena is thus denied, and it will have to comply with the results, meaning that they're going to have to hand over the information, and as they put specifically here, the names, addresses, telephone numbers, and emails of these accounts, and hand it over to Genshin Impact so that they can, take further action. Now, obviously, this has nothing to do with X after that. It's all up to Genshin Impact and Hoyoverse what they do. Do they decide to sue them? Do they decide to go, have a little chat with them and be like, hey, can you stop this, or else we are actually going to sue you? I don't know. What's most likely is they're probably just going to straight up sue them and, try to rinse them for as much money as possible. And as I was saying in the start of the video, this isn't the first time it's happened. Obviously, in the past, we've had articles like this saying Genshin Impact leakers down tools as publisher asks Discord to divulge high-profile source's identity. Ubadja in legal trouble with Hoyoverse. Now, Ubadja is a very popular leaker whenever it comes to Horrorverse games and Genshin Impact, and they are very vocal on sites like Twitter as well. Now, they're still very vocal at the moment. They do less leak stuff, I'm pretty sure. So maybe they just kind of like, calmed it down a little bit and they just kind of let him go. I'm not sure. But this is very similar to that case, as they also asked for his information, but the only difference being that they asked Discord for his information rather than X. And even in this article, they say this isn't the first time that Cognisphere has moved aggressively to uncover the identities of Genshin Impact leakers on social media platforms. It says, in 2021, after data miners began sharing information about an upcoming Genshin Impact update, Cognisphere warned it would increase its efforts to deal with illegal disclosures. And in 2022, it followed through filing suit against Discord to compel it to reveal the identity of the leaker known as Yubacha. The denial in this particular case comes with what strikes me as a rather unusual rebuke of X's lawyers, effectively calling on them to stop wasting court's time. They said finally the court notes that X Corp has expressed the view that in the face of the DMCA subpoena, X Corp is unable to comply with the subpoena on its own volition, and that X Corp is somehow required to file a motion or force the party seeking discovery to file a motion to enforce the subpoena in virtually every instance. So pretty much, they're saying that X is actually wasting a lot of the court's time here because, again, this is a pretty simple, thing to do. Just hand over the information of the people and then you're done. You don't have to, go through all of these lawyer fees, all of these, back and forward, because again, it seems like Genshin Impact do have a very good reason to, get the information of these people. And also they just used a very terrible excuse to kind of, say, oh, it could be under First Amendment whenever it actually isn't. Kang noted that the lawyers have ethical and professional duties to assert objections and refuse compliance with a subpoena only when well-grounded and justified. And they also have duties not to unnecessarily multiply the proceedings. So again, they're saying, hey, stop wasting court time, man. Like, it's not cool. And then they pretty much just go into more of that, of how X was actually, just wasting time with the court, which isn't great to see, especially from a big company like that. Obviously, whenever it comes to Genshin Impact leaks, it's not the end of the world. There's nothing, terrible happening that could affect someone's life, really. All it is that it spoils a game for a lot of players that are very excited for it. But if something even worse happens in the future, maybe not related to Genshin Impact, and someone needs to, get a subpoena towards X, and they do this again, then it could be pretty terrible, and especially if it is supposed to be, time sensitive. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what kind of action Genshin Impact takes against some of these leakers. I don't really know what they're going to do. Are they going to sue them? Are they going to, do something else? We haven't really heard much about what they do after that. All we really hear is about them, taking up subpoenas and taking up other kind of actions to reveal the identities. And then that's about it. They don't really say much about that afterwards, whether they, try to sell something in private or if they, go on and fully sue them. I think if they did fully sue them, I think we would probably hear about it in the news because it would be public, in the kind of court records and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't really know what goes on behind with the law stuff to do with Genshin Impact. So we'll just have to wait and see if there is any more information. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you think that Genshin Impact is, rightfully, taking a lot of this information and, seeking justice for it? Or do you think that they should leave the leakers be and, focus on maybe some bigger issues? Yeah, that's all I got for this video. If you did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And as I said, go over to More Kazahana, where there's a ton of really cool stuff that you guys can go watch right now. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.